Welcome back. Welcome, everyone. Hope you all are having an amazing day. Today, we're going to go over a few questions and some additional details about the water biome that should be coming hopefully by the end of October, since the devs did confirm at least in October. So, yeah, if you haven't seen my last video about the water biome, do check that out with Contrack and I. We went over a lot of details, some footage that was released to people at Gamescom, at their Gamescom event last. And yeah, so if you did see that, then come with any questions, or if you didn't see that, come with any questions. Just know there will be some spoilers today. If you're trying to avoid those, then I recommend clicking off. But otherwise, I'm glad you all could make it. And it'll just be a fun chat and chill session and reviewing some footage, a few additional details. I got a lot of questions in the comments of my other videos as well. So I'll do my best to kind of go over things and answer and all kinds of stuff. And we can say things we're excited about and all kinds of that stuff too. So welcome everyone. You want rubber ducks for your pond, D? Oh, that would be great. Yeah, so Joe, Buffalo, welcome in. Megan, Taveriu, welcome. Welcome, D. Welcome, Lisa. Hopefully, I'm getting some of you in the chat. Yeah, and Sabrina. First question: are we thinking mid-October or end of October? End of October, probably. And my reason for backing that, we don't have an exact release date, but the marketing team is currently away right now. They won't be back in the office until about October 13th. So I'm guessing at least not before then. And then with all of their previous updates, all of the previous updates to Enshrouded, they tend to do Twitch drops, and they usually schedule Twitch drops to like about a week before the update drops. That's always been the case, at least with the last like 3 or 4 updates. So on Twitch and on Steam, I'll see the option for the drops planned and the exact date for those drops, and they always plan it about a week in advance. So if the marketing team's not back till the 13th, and then they plan the drops out a week in advance, I'm guessing we're probably not going to see the water biome at least until the 17th or after on the early side of things. I'm thinking late 20s of October. But yeah, that's my guess currently. Will there be explosions? Yes, Irksome. Love the insider tea. Heck yeah, Sabrina. Yeah, so I don't know every detail, but just from what I've heard from the devs and Contract and some of the other footage and everything. So yeah, welcome everyone. I'll try to go through as many questions as we can, and then look at footage and all that good stuff. Will you be able to add water to your constructions? Yes, George. Yes, you will. There will be a static water source as well as a infinite water source, like I guess infinite dynamic water source. Something along those lines. The static water source, at least this is what the devs are mentioning at the Gamescom thing, is that you could place it in like a hot tub, a pool, whatever you want to create that's like a static thing, not something that involves a waterfall or a, stream or something like that. So you'll be able to place that and it'll fill up like the boundaries of a static water source. So it won't be like water blocks, it'll more be like a bucket where you can place it and then fill up. It'll expand. Let's say you've got like 4 walls on something. It'll expand and fill that up. Then there'll be the infinite water source, and that's the one where you'll place it and it will continue to flood anywhere that's lower than the initial place you place the water source, I guess. I'm trying to explain it. So, for example, if you place a water source at the top of the hill, it'll then flow down the hill and all the way to the edge, wherever it's either stopped or higher than it or out of the flame altar boundary. And it stops at the flame altar boundary. What we're hoping is that it will also get to cross boundaries between flame altars. So that was a big question we had before. Given that the magic chests are able to cross boundaries between flame altars, I'm thinking that if you place 2 flame altars close to each other where their boundaries slightly overlap, you'll probably be able to see that water still flowing from one flame altar to the next. That's the speculation anyway, and having those 2 sources is really awesome to be able to water crops, have water gates that open and close, water wheels that we could possibly do at our base, all kinds of things like that, which is just so. Drunken Dragon, welcome. Ebony, Isaac, Donnie, welcome in. All right, all right. We've got the big chat window pulled up right now. Let's see, so I can get to some of the questions here. Do we actually know if ice we've placed after the water? Yeah, will be water after the update. I don't believe so. I don't believe so because they do. I mean, maybe if they got really fancy, ice below the elevation of the mountains or something would turn into it. But I'm guessing they probably want to keep it ice, at least in the mountains. And I'm guessing a lot of players would want to still have ice as an option to build with. So I do not believe that ice will turn to water. If for some reason they do give us an option for that, that would be pretty insane and unexpected. But yeah, I don't believe that'll be the case. Yeah, it sounds like how Minecraft does it. Yeah, kind of similar, except it'll just keep going. You know, Minecraft water sources will stop once they've spread out by about 8 blocks, and they won't like, flood the area kind of a thing. But yeah, I guess so. A little similar. Just more dynamic and cooler than Minecraft. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Kind of reminds you of the bucket in Minecraft without the 8 block limitation. Exactly. Yes, yes. You've seen a date for the update that you can reveal. It just went over at the beginning of the stream, Drunken Dragon. Probably at least October 17th or later. Probably mid to late October 20 somethings, because the marketing team had reached out to me for some stuff and whatnot. Their campaign is going to be going on sometime early November and stuff. So I think we'll be seeing it. We'll be seeing it a little later. 6 minutes late, Carl. Gosh, so late. Have you heard whether the fishing we bring, or the fish we bring home will multiply like farm animals? That is a great question. And I believe that might be the case because of the fact that you can do like a catch and release with fish and bring them to your place to have like an aquarium or something. Speaking of aquariums, that also goes along with a bunch of other questions I was seeing on the video I did with Contract of clear blocks and possible glass and things like that coming with this update because of the fact that they now have introduced with water. In the mountain biome, we saw the introduction of reflective textures with the obsidian block, with the ice, all of that stuff. And so yeah, that was kind of the first time they did that. And now with the water biome, we're getting transparency, which leads me to believe that we might be seeing some ice, or maybe like a clearer ice. The ice texture might be like reworked a little bit depending, and also some glass and translucent materials. So yeah, anyone wanting to build an aquarium or something, that could be something we could possibly do. And yeah, I'm guessing there will be a way to breed the fish, right? Have a little fish pond at your base. It would make sense, but I don't know an exact answer to that one. Yeah. Yeah, you place them without buckets in Minecraft. Yeah, your 8-year-old daughter is telling me be able to place water like blocks in Minecraft. Nice, nice. Yeah, it'll be awesome. So yeah, not sure if the fish will multiply, but I'm guessing they probably would. Yeah, got lots of ice to pull out and replace with water. It'll be worth it though. Yeah, exactly. I'm debating if I want to do that to my forest village because there's also the concept of like leaving it the original like ice with the snow and the cobwebs, and like I tried so hard to make it look like water. uh Yes, there is a new main NPC coming as well, Ruffleskin. Welcome in, by the way. Yes, so there will be a fisherman NPC with other quests and things to do, fishing related. So that'll give me a great excuse to build a fishing house, a little fishing hut in the water. It's probably one of the first builds I want to do when it releases. Something small with some of the new materials. We're going to be getting so many new building materials. All the bamboo stuff and furnitures, and yeah, somebody was wanting some rugs and things like that. It could be really cool, and I think yeah, it will be probably one of their biggest updates, most anticipated at least by me. I really liked Blackmire and some of the other updates, but it'll be a big one. They're going to be adding the mountain hollow halls as well as the water biome hollow halls, and the whole water biome, and another NPC, and whole bunches of stuff with this update. Another 10 level cap, so the max level cap will be 45 with the water biome, coming after the mountain biome. Yeah, it'll be it'll be a pretty big update. Yeah, remember Kontrick said he could find, yeah, craft weapons you find. It's referring to the quest weapons or all the weapons. I don't know actually with that one. It might be, yeah, I'm not sure. In terms of like having it unlock the recipe for a weapon you find to be able to craft it, yeah. Not entirely sure on that one. How far down the roadmap will the update take us? How many more updates still to come? That's a good question. Yeah, and we've got some more questions too. So basically, going like what they'll be completing on this one is water biome, hollow halls, all of that good stuff. The things that I don't know of yet that are on this roadmap, we won't be getting creative mode on this roadmap. I think that was another question that I saw. Is do we know anything about creative mode? So creative mode will be coming in spring of 2026, which is going to be here before you know it. They are working really hard on this game and doing a lot with it. So yeah, spring of 2026 will be creative mode. And also, I'm not sure that editable signs and map markers, I'm not sure if that's coming on this update. Haven't seen anything about it. I know a lot of us really want that though, and it seems like something small that maybe they'd include in this update. So there's that. Also, possibly the base raid islands concept. There's been some speculation that maybe that's islands in the water biome. Maybe that's the sky islands that might be coming in the future, more toward 1.0. So yeah, there are some things that are still on the roadmap that won't be with this update. Another big question that I got that I did go over a little in that last video with Kontrick is will there be like water in other existing biomes? Will we be seeing water, in the Revelwood or Blackmire, for example? And the answer is eventually yes, but initially I'm not sure we will with this update. They mentioned water biome itself, kind of get feedback on that, make it really good, and then later on we'd be seeing more water added to other biomes. So it'll be interesting, and very interesting too how they'll add that with the lore of everything, which biomes have it, which don't. There will be some enshrouded water areas, things along those lines. So yeah, we'll just have to see for things like that. But I don't think it'll be coming to other biomes at the exact release date of October. I think that'll be something they'll release shortly after. Since they're adding water wheel, do you think they'll surprise us with a moving windmill to build? Maybe, Joe. Yeah, that would be a really cool thing because they already have us, the moving windmill. We just can't build it yet. But yeah, having a water wheel, we might see that, and then also there's mention of possibly a new crafting station that is powered by the water wheel, and that could be really cool as well if they sort of had like a little, gear sort of a thing going on, to where we could actually use it for something, which would be really, really cool. Biggest question on your mind, will we be able to add water to our existing builds? Yes, you will. Yep. You will be able to bring the water sources, both the infinite ones and static ones, to create waterfalls, streams, little ponds, pools, whatever you want to do. That'll be awesome. What class do I typically play? Welcome. Codiations, welcome. Yeah, I usually play mage. That's something I really like. That's what I've done in the playthrough on the channel. I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of other melee games. I've got Valheim that I really like a lot of. It's got some good melee. But yeah, the mage character is a lot of fun, especially later game. I don't think it's the best option for early game, because yeah, it's a little underpowered compared to the tank. But late game, it gets a lot of fun, and it's something unique to Enshrouded that I really like. And we might be seeing some other little tweaks to the skill tree, but I don't think they'll be reworking the skill tree for this update. I think that's another thing closer to 1.0 that we'll be seeing more of, is some reworks with the skill tree, because they have mentioned wanting to do that, and also they've mentioned wanting like an easier file save system and all of that stuff. So we'll be seeing more of that toward 1.0, which is also why you haven't seen a lot of videos on the channel from me yet regarding, best character build out, or, you know, how to download worlds and all kinds of other things, because that's all up in the air and changing kind of fast. But I'll put more out kind of, you know, with that in the future. But yeah, Battle Mages Unite. Yes, yes. All right. Yeah, anyone else worried that the game will end one day? Yeah, Lori, that's a good point, right? Because we're all like so excited. It's like, oh, the water biome, one of the last biomes on the roadmap, right? So they did say that after even after 1.0, if they do have a good player base, you know, if everything keeps going well, they want to keep developing the game, whether that's other biomes in the future, just more content, all kinds of things. So we should see a lot of activity from them, especially with how well they've been doing so far. And that'll be really exciting. So I don't expect it to come to a hard stop by any means. Like 1.0, that's it, that's final. I do think we'll be seeing a lot of updates in the future. Yeah. I think we'll be able to separate water by a single terrain block. Want to make water fingerprint? Yeah, maybe, maybe. I don't know how big or small the static water sources will be. I don't know, but it's possible. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not worried. This game is pretty popular. Definitely, definitely is. I think it'll be good. Yeah, we can't attack in the water, not yet, but enemies can. Exactly, exactly. That is something important to note, at least not yet. They had mentioned planning on adding more like attack functions in the water and also sailing. I know I've gotten a lot of questions about that. We don't have anything confirmed with the sailing. At the moment, they mentioned it was really hard to get boat mechanics to work with the water to all like do it right, so to speak. We won't be seeing like you know, waves or oceans kind of a concept. It'll more be like a flatter lakes. We'll see the ripples and things, but basically what you guys saw in the trailer and that footage and stuff. So yeah, some waterfalls, some lakes, things like that, but more like this lost jungle feel and less about this vast expansive ocean with sailing. We might be seeing some small boats in the future. I don't know for the October update though, so I know that is a little disappointing to some people. And maybe they end up figuring it out and are able to do it. But that is one thing that yeah, I was noticing for that. Well, the waterfalls create a sort of mist coming from it when it falls down. Yeah, I think so. So we got a little bit of we'll check out some footage here shortly. Some of the footage that I shared with Contract and look at it in some more detail. There was also some things in that footage that some more people pointed out to me as well. But yeah, it's a little bit misty, you know, a little bit misty. It'd be really cool too if we could sort of have like a fog or a mist source to place down. You know, I've always thought like, oh, it'd be cool if we could place those little shroud spores. They're not currently placeable. You can place them with a mod, but they give like fog everywhere. Creates a really cool atmosphere. That could be cool. And you know, things like that. I know we'll be able to place lighting underwater and have it kind of show through and create the atmosphere you want. So there's a lot of creativity and potential with this update when it comes to all of that. Yeah, will I be replacing the ice and the waterfall with water? At least the waterfall, probably. Yeah. If we could build a water wheel, I definitely, I definitely want to do some water. Have the water wheel in the tavern. And any of you joining the channel for the first time, I am building a big forest village in Enshrouded. I'm a big builder for survival games. We've been working on that, and I hope to get a big tavern that I've been working on finished pretty soon before the water update. And there's a perfect spot for a water wheel if they have one. That'll be very exciting. Yeah, totally fine if they added areas as DLCs you have to sail to, even with a loading screen. Yeah, that could be possible. I mean, we've been getting so much on this game, and I think it's yeah, it's honestly the best survival game that I've bought for my liking. You know, as a builder and everything. So yeah, but maybe we'll see DLCs. I'm not sure. They haven't mentioned anything of that, so possibly not. But haven't missed any gameplay or screenshots yet. Good time zone. Yeah, yeah. This time tends to work for a lot of people. I try to do it. It's kind of like early morning, midday. For me, works for a lot of people, which is great. Love having y'all on here. Who's the studio needs to be paid to add a permanent streaming spell to the game? Will pets be able to swim? That's a good question that I don't know, actually. Yeah, the dogs, cats, even villagers, like, are they gonna walk into the pond or things? I don't think so. They'll probably just avoid it. It'll kind of be like props to where if they're walking around and things, I don't think they'll go in the water. I mean, we could see some of that though. I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah, how's creative mode looking? Like a sandbox style mode? Yeah, we don't have that until spring of next year. I'll mention that again. Yeah, creative mode isn't coming till closer to 1.0 release, which will be very exciting. I really can't wait for it. But we won't be getting that with this update. Yes, the biome will be between Blackmire and Albaneve summits, and then chronologically will come after Albaneve summits. So currently the level cap's 35, water biome it will be 45. I've gotten questions like, oh, do I think mobs will be a lot harder, or boss fights or things? The hollow halls might be, but I think the water biome is going to be, like, on a difficulty level, I think the water biome is going to be more challenging when it comes to the exploration and the puzzle side of things. You know, stuff like the ancient spires that we have to scale, or the temples and tombs and things. I don't think we'll be seeing really rough combat. I mean, the mountain dragon boss fight was really something. And I don't see something topping that in the water biome personally. We could see that, but the indication from the footage just hasn't really shared much about that. And I think it'll more be the challenge of, yes, there'll be an underwater breathing mechanic. You know, you only have so long breath every now and then underwater, but you gotta, swim through passages, try to, push buttons, open things. Zones will flood, and if you don't figure out an escape in time, all kinds of escape rooms and things in these temples that we saw some footage of, and things like that are going to be definitely, I think, more what the water biome is going to bring as far as like unique difficulty. Yeah, getting a bunch of questions of the date again. Probably end of October, mid to late 20s is what I'm guessing. And yeah, based on the dev schedule and what they still have to finish a bunch of stuff too with it that they had mentioned. So there's a lot of things, especially when it comes to new combat styles and everything, since they're adding a great sword and all of that. So they're working really hard. Which is probably why we haven't heard a whole lot from them now. But we'll probably start hearing more from them when it comes closer, 1 or 2 weeks out, especially. And like I said earlier, when it's about 1 week out, we'll know because Twitch drops will start being scheduled for it, and then we'll have a better idea. Yeah, waterfalls everywhere, right? Do totally that. Oh, is my mic cutting out? Is it doing anything weird, you guys? Can you hear me okay? Fine on your end? Okay. It's happening for you? Uh-oh. I could try to unplug it if it's doing weird things and then plug it back in or something. Hopefully it's all right. Let's see. All good here? Okay. Yeah, keep me posted. Wonder how the blocking will work with great swords. That'll be interesting, right? Definitely kind of a new combat style, which they weren't able to showcase much in the trailers. They kind of made something up for the little slashing of it because they actually haven't finished the combat for the great sword yet. Yeah, they're kind of finalizing that a little bit. So you can bring water to your base between the flame boundaries. Wonder what will happen at multiple altars. Yeah, that's what we were talking about a little bit earlier, of if you have overlapping flame altar boundaries, I think it'll flow between one flame altar to the next. But I think it'll just disappear at the flame altar boundary if you have just the boundary there. That's what they're mentioning, at least, is like, yeah, if you had a waterfall and it would flow to the end of the flame altar boundary, and then that would be that. It would kind of disappear or whatever. So a good way to end a river or something within your base is to maybe have it go underground. Maybe just kind of have it flow off into the abyss or something, right? Something along those lines. So what will be the first build? I mentioned a fisherman's hut for the new fisherman NPC. I would love to do something like that with with some of the new pieces and all of that. That would be a lot of fun for sure. Oh, is it a little quiet? Sorry guys. For the mic. I think I might have turned it down for something I did a little bit ago. Bring water to base, can't make them drink. uh, oh, there's a little bit of buffering. Yeah, there'll be a little buffering here and there, I'm sure, with internet and YouTube and all. So hopefully it's still okay. Yeah, will there be an option to work with water outside of the biome, like in your farm? Yes, definitely. And footage we went over with Contract, that showed that like certain crops, like rice, for example, will benefit from having water. So you'll want your rice fields to have like a little floodgate that you can open and close to then flood the field to grow the rice. There will be farming with water involved. Yeah. Yeah, cozy Fisher hut. I've got some cool ideas, I think. Yeah, game's really underrated. It's incredible. Absolutely. It is awesome. Yep. All right. Wonder if it'll be possible to let water flow on top of lava ponds. Yeah, that would be an interesting experiment, right? We can't place lava yet. But if you had your flame altar encompassing lava and then to see what happened if the water flowed over it, that would be kind of funny. I don't even know if the devs have thought of that. Maybe they did. But it could be cool too to see a lava update, with some more like bubbling, boiling, lava that you could like sink in and burn in. I don't know. Be kind of cool. Yeah, that's a good idea, right? Feel like each block in the altar will have a flag to check if water will be able to flow and such. Yeah, it will be interesting, and I got a lot of concerns of like, will it affect performance and things like that. The devs have they seem really confident that it will not affect performance. They're trying to make it very performance friendly. And sure, if you want everything on the highest settings, you're gonna have to have a higher end computer. But you can turn things down like you normally would, and it shouldn't bring that much of a performance hit. So I'm really impressed with what they're doing and what they have in mind. We'll just have to see. But yeah, apparently they with the testing they've done and stuff, they're trying to make it so that it is not making the game any less performance friendly. Yeah. Rice and fish sounds good. Yeah, sushi. Maybe we'll have some sushi recipes, right? Yeah, that's possible. That is possible. Yeah, I want both lava and all the glowing shroud terrain. Yeah, Joe, that would be awesome, right? Right. That would be super cool. It'd be cool to have a non-human NPC in the future besides the collector. That's true. Yeah, maybe we get some things. And I wonder, they're not only adding the fisherman NPC, but we might be seeing slightly more villagers added as well. And I'm also guessing another flame altar level and capacity like cap. We might be going from, I think the current amount is like 10. We'll probably be going from 10 to 12 if it's like the mountain biome update. So that would be nice to get some more flame altars as well for building. I'm sure they'll probably be doing that. Nice, get a new PC next month. Awesome. Yeah, it's pretty when you put it on high settings, right? Yeah. Will the update include mana regenerating food or full-fledged mana replenishing meal? We already have that in the game. Not the mana regenerating meal. We've got plenty of those, and then also the mana potions. I don't think they'll be adding a whole lot more to that, but I'm sure we will be seeing plenty more food recipes, especially with the fact that there's fishing. Lots of different food recipes, and the fact that it's a higher level cap, we might be seeing more foods like that. I don't know if there'll be, full like mana replenishing meal, but I think there'll be more foods to kind of aid with all the skills. Yeah, definitely a lot more building. Contrary to also saying the water wheel for power stuff eventually. Yep. Yeah, Joe. We were thinking a new crafting station or something that would use it. Yep. In some areas, the biome also be affected by the shroud. Yes, I do believe so. From what we've heard, with the water biome having sections in the shroud, and actually having the water still be like water in the shroud rather than like that shroud water currently, like you see out of Pike's Port and stuff. That's all just that red and everything. So I do think that will be the case. So there will not only be the shroud timer, but you'll also have the underwater timer. Hey, Contract's in the chat. Welcome, Contract. Welcome. Just going over more questions and everything's from our video. Super excited. You have anything else you've learned since? Yeah, probably some new rings. Yep, we'll probably get like a new ring for possibly extending underwater breathe time. You know, that would be my guess. Things like that. Um, yeah, thanks for keeping us updated. Can't wait for the new community builds with water. Heck yeah, heck yeah. It's my favorite game, so I absolutely will come on and update you guys when I've got exciting stuff. Yeah, did I reply to the rumors of bases getting raided at the water biome update? I did not yet. I mentioned a little earlier the concept of the island base raids. I don't think that's coming in this update. You know, they didn't mention it, at least kind of on the roadmap, but that is on the roadmap, and we're wondering if that's going to be islands in the water biome that are added eventually, or the sky islands, because they also have those that they just keep on teasing in the backdrop, right? So, so yeah. Is Steam down for anyone else? It might be, because it's Tuesday, and Tuesday is Steam maintenance day. It tends to go out. Usually it's in the afternoons, though. It shouldn't be out right now, but you never know. It is Tuesday. No additional news contract? No worries, no worries. Yeah, it was a lot of fun chatting with you and doing that video. There's just so much exciting info and all of that. Doesn't a shroud destroy water? How can water be in the shroud? So that's something that we're gonna have to see how they adjust the lore. You know, I think, and as far as the lore goes, because it's kind of shrouded, you know, literally between the mountain biome and Blackmire, it's very secluded. And I'm almost thinking like I've kind of mentioned in some of the videos, like the Hunt for El Dorado or the Lost City feel, where it's like been preserved somehow. And yeah, I mean, then they did mention with the concept of there would be some shroud with the water. So if that's the case, I'm not entirely sure how that'll work. But yeah, there will definitely be some changes to the lore and everything. I bet, and especially if they add it into other biomes, like what defines the shrouded water versus non-shrouded water. You know, you can learn a lot about it at Pike Mead's Reach with all the lore over there. There's also some places in the Nomad Highlands that had a lot of lore of the water biome, because it follows the whole journey of like Queen Jasmina and everything through all the caravans and traveling. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, water uptake gives you very strong Avatar vibes, right? Gonna feel super tropical. Yeah, it'll be awesome. Yeah, maybe we'll find Atlantis, right? Definitely a lost world. Yeah, it gives those vibes, I think. Yeah, I hope we'll get triangular blocks with that update. Yeah, keep that question, because we're gonna look at some other little details that people were pointing out to me in the comments of the video Contract and I did, that yeah, we might actually be getting some triangular building options. So yeah, with that said, it sounds like yeah, a lot of the questions I think I've answered some, but yeah, what can the end boss be from the water bomb, right? Or the hollow halls, how they're gonna do that? It'll be fun. So much fun. Yeah, head is spinning thinking about new stuff, right? Well, you got a couple weeks to let it spin. Prepare, finish up playthroughs. Perfect time to start a new playthrough of Enshrouded. I might be doing like a video soon as well about, you know, some beginner tips. Also a little starter house design for anyone wanting to start a new playthrough. It's perfect time. Imagine having an entire city underwater. That'd be amazing, right? Right? That'd be super cool. Because I think blocks and windows and things will be able to keep it out. We did see props able to keep water out as long as they didn't have holes in them. So that, yeah, could be really interesting. All right. So, yeah, I hope the boss is a fell shark. Prepare for a delay on the update? I don't know. I don't think so. They've been crazy good about being on time and getting things out. But yeah, toward the end of October, you never know. If they need an extra week or two and it ends up being early November, I won't complain. I believe they're really doing something great. But yes, we will be getting the Albaneve Hollow Halls as well with the update. Yeah. Wonder if different seasons could be a thing, right? Right? And they did still have like more weather effects, additional weather effects and things on their roadmap. So we'll see. They've been changing around a lot of the snow stuff in the mountains with the last few updates and the visual updates. So they might be getting ready to add some more with that. That could be really cool. That would be really cool, actually. Yeah. All right. Already said they feel unsure about an October release. Yeah, they are working really hard right now. They had some things to finish up and such, which is why I've always said, like, I think end of October at the very least. But so far I think they'll still deliver. They just haven't told us anything yet. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I know, right? They got rid of the blizzards in the mountains. We want the snow back. Yeah, yeah. And boss will be a female VUCA. There's just giant one. Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll have to see. Have to see some of it. Okay, I'm going to let's see. Can you guys still hear the mic? Let me put my camera here. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me okay. We're gonna go over the footage that I shared in the video with Contract and I again, and just go over in detail if you guys have any other questions and kind of pinpoint a few extra things. Yeah, still haven't finished the Kindle Ways Haul Hauls in your main tune. Yeah, yeah. Well, you got some time. Got some time. It'll be fun. Can still hear me and all? All right, awesome. Yeah. Was there a free camera building mode teased in a recent short? Not yet. Not yet, but that mode in spring of next year. Yeah. Right, big sandstorms could be cool. Yeah, Joe. Something like that, or like big thunderstorms, or more with the water with like flooding, or man, they'll have so many options with what they're doing right now. So many options. Yeah, fall season in the Revelwood would be beautiful, right? It would be awesome. All right, I'm gonna play this again a little bit, so you can see already, you know, in front of obviously all the new furniture and everything like that, which is crazy cool. New furniture, new trees, already two different types of them with the bamboo right there, and more like maybe we'll get like an updated palmwood or other things like that, but. Yeah, I hope they'll get in-game events. Yeah, that was another thing on their roadmap, things like that. So maybe that'll be added with this update. But yeah, that is very true, Contract. Very true. Yeah, it's always such a nice thing of the biome. So on the kind of on the right here, a little bit next to my webcam, there's the pool, and that's more of like the static water source. Where it's not, you know, it's not going to flow places. It's just to fill up the pool there. We get to see the water wheel right now. It's not turning at all. And the little trough up there. So yeah, blocks will be able to contain water. And yes, new roof, new blocks in general. We get to see a lot of that. We get these bamboo blocks, more, yeah, all kinds of things. There's at least like, I think 6 or 7 new blocks we can spot just in some of this footage and the trailer. So it'll be a big one. But yes, we do get a new roof block, at least one. I think multiples though too. So this is all a dynamic water source. Actually, let me go back a few seconds here and show you guys here. So we've got, you can see the waterfall coming down up at the top, and the waterfall is like more of the dynamic water source, infinite water source that's placed up at a higher point. It's flowing down, and it's flooding this boundary essentially up to the height of that. So this boundary will start filling up this lake until it, you know, kind of reaches these walls. And then there's the floodgate over here that will be opened up to let it go down over the water wheel. And this is all just from like one water source. It's pretty cool. So yeah. Stone texture. Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Release the floodgate. All the water starts coming out. And that's kind of the extent of the splashes and some of the steam, you know, mistiness that we were kind of mentioning before. Yeah. So it'll have some of that, a little bit. And yeah, as it kind of flows down, yeah, it's so freaking cool, right? Now the water wheel starts turning, flows down as a full waterfall. Again, all from the same water source there, and it looks really great too. Like this is so well done. I mean, look at that. You see a little bit of like a reflection at the top of the blocks here, or like a little bit of mist kind of glitching through the block here. I'm sure we'll get some of that. It's not going to be perfect. No game is, honestly. It is, but as far as this looks so far and everything, it looks really, really, really good. Hey Mayhem, welcome in. No worries. I'll have this VOD up on YouTube for a while, at least till the water biome releases, so that y'all can check it out or catch up on anything you missed. And I'll try to look at comments if there's any questions in the future as well. I'll just comment on the VOD. Not testing the area yet. Yeah, it's not out yet. Not for testing or anything. This is all just footage and questions that we're going over. Yeah, it'll probably be another few weeks out. Wonder if the water wheel can power up something. Yep, crafting stations in the future and all. That's what we're hoping. That's what the devs have kind of mentioned toward a little bit. But question though is if the dynamic water source, what stops it from overfilling an area at the bottom of the water wheel? So as long as there's always a place for it to escape, and this is also an interesting concept because we noticed the dynamic water source filling the pool up at the top of the water wheel, it didn't overflow the pool. At least not yet. Maybe it would if that gate always stayed closed, but I think there's going to be some sort of physics or something that they implement where they'll detect the edges. You know, someone was saying earlier, like the blocks and terrain having like edge detection of, oh, is it touching water? Will the water flow up? Is this area lower than the previous area? Therefore, will it flow down? Because we can even see in this trough up here how it starts high and then slowly goes down, and there might be a floor on here that is slightly higher and around with it. I'll be going live like every day of the week when this thing drops, and to test all this stuff and try to make a waterfall in the forest village and everything. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to mess around with it. Yeah, I wonder the water wheel, which way it turns based on the way the water flows on it. I'm sure it'll be, yeah, I'm sure that'll kind of switch directions. That'd be cool, because, yeah, this one is going that way because the water's hitting it in the right spot there. But, will roof stop it from flowing higher? Yeah, I don't know, Joe. We'll have to test all kinds of blocks and terrain and see just how it works. Because this is obviously blocks, but as we get lower, there's another one of the pool there. As we get lower, it gets more like dynamic and things just with the terrain. So, you know, you can see as we come down here, it is lower, a lot lower here. There's an example of the rice field. And as you kind of level it out, so the water currently isn't going to flow down, and then you got to level it out and then open the floodgate. And we also have changes to the hoe. You can see we can change the radius now, which is really, really nice. That's something, yeah, that's something I've wanted for a while. Yeah, so this is science, right? We'll have to do some testing. Am I going to stream it on Twitch for the drops? Yep, I will always, at least for now, be live on Twitch and YouTube, both at once. So streaming on both right now. So yes, I will and do have drops enabled on my channel for everything that has it. So yeah, I'll let you guys know when that'll be. Yeah, it is so pretty, right? So yeah, leveling out the terrain there. I love that they allow you to kind of change the hoe around. Yeah, fine-tune rotation, rotate. So they have all of those, but they had something there that was able to, yeah, kind of shrink the radius and things of the rake. Yeah. Yeah, so they had, yeah, let's back up. Let's look at that again. So there's the full taking the rake out. And then we have it here, but then they had mentioned something about, yeah, and being able to change the height of it as well, which we think we can do now. But you can see it's only leveling to the inner circle, and I think they might have changed some things about it. At least Contract was mentioning that the devs had mentioned some more advanced rake stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I might check out Nightingale, yeah. It's fun. I don't think I'll do it on the channel, though. But yeah, free on Epic. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Update will probably be end of October. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Water Mechanics working on a Sky City, right? If the waterfall just kind of falls down to the end of the altar there. But yeah, you can see how it's not leveling to the very ends of the rake. It's more fine-tuned. Which I've not used the rake much because I don't like how much it does at once, and that was something I kind of do a lot of block by block terraforming. So yeah. So now you've got the floodgate. It's going to open. Again, water flows down to the lower point and helps all the rice grow. And we can see how it's flooding a little bit in the field, but a lot of it, like at least for the farm soil, is being absorbed by the farm soil. You know, it's filling up a little bit, and you can kind of see it kind of escaping off in that direction. So it is like a very shallow river, but it is kind of dispersing and all of that. So be interesting. Tibdum, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate you. Coming over from YouTube. Heck yeah. Thank you. So yeah, I think it'll be, you know, drop it on Halloween as a treat. I don't know like what more they could add for Halloween in this game. They already have all the pumpkins and like so much stuff for decorating for Halloween. Even added cobwebs and everything at the Huntress. But you know, yeah, appreciate the follows. And if you're new here, consider subscribing if you want to enjoy the cozy survival building community here. Yeah, mud's the new building material, right? We might be able to kind of do some stuff with that. Yeah, that'd be nice. We already get like a new pathing material here, like this sandy gravel path. There's another look at the new roof block, kind of the edge on there. And yeah, Wonder of the Water, the plants will grow faster. Yes, they will, yeah. Some of the plants, I think, might even need it to sort of grow. Yeah, the irrigation, exactly. It will be a mechanic there. Oh, yeah, they got to add a flying broom. Yes, Isaac, uh-huh. Yes. Yeah, so tons of new blocks. All kinds of things. That new thatch roof block, that looks awesome. It's like nice and tidy and things and on the edges, but then it has that nice thatch look to it, or like a fancier option there. And just again, the foliage, the forest, it looks so good. That whole like lost foresty feel. There's another like waterfall, like the blue sparkles underneath, probably some other lighting underneath there. Bamboo bridges. Some of the mangrove trees that we get with the little roots coming down in the water on the water's edge. They've really thought of so much, and it's just looking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, flying broom as a glider upgrade, perhaps? That could be great. Yeah, the lighting really is good, right? Yeah. So here's some 35 enemies, some level 35 enemies. I think they'll go higher, though, eventually. But like I said, at the time of this footage, they were not done by any means with the combat, so we can't really look at this as like the final way combat's gonna look. It was just some examples and some of the new enemies and everything. But yeah, it looks good, and I like their you know, have these gears and things that might make combat a bit more challenging as well in and of itself, because enemies might have a farther reach when attacking you, so you will have to kind of be rolling and other things be interesting. Yeah. A skeleton with a top hat, Halloween decoration NPC. maybe. Or get some more updates to Alden Crawley or something, you know? Yeah. Yeah, they made calculations per different terrain materials, which ones suck the water in, terrain the fastest and slowest. That we'll all have to experiment with. Yeah, we will all have to experiment with seeing what terrain does and doesn't. I'm guessing all the blocks are probably going to be the same. But yeah, as we kind of saw, it dispersed a bit into the farm soil field, and we didn't get a whole lot of footage there for it. So well, that'll all be testing. Yeah, gonna have to dress up for the occasion. Yeah, what should I dress up as for the water biome? A big fish costume. Cecilia, thank you so much. Appreciate you for the bits. Yeah, the type of foliage you expect dinosaurs to appear, right? Gives off, you know, Ark Survival Extended or something vibes there. Oh, it is so gorgeous, though. Look at this. This was where we were seeing the initial water biome dive from above when the character did that in the trailer. So yeah, check out the trailer as well today. I don't know how much footage from that will show in this video, because this footage right here goes over a lot more than the trailer went over. But yeah, ripples even underwater. So yeah, no combat underwater, at least not at the moment, but not in the game, Theoden. Not releasing yet. This video is not official Keen Enshrouded release. Yeah, so this was for the press, like a press release at Gamescom for people to take a look at who were there. So yeah. And then Contract and I did a video. Contract did a video and about it, and I was like, yeah, let's bring it to the English folks, and so yeah, we did a video together, just going over some of it, and it's not something you can find on their channel though. Yeah, yeah, the swimming really does look smooth. Yeah, the little bubbles and all of that. You see some of the fish up there. The way the lighting is in the water. Yeah, I'm not controlling it, Theoden. The day will come though. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, a fisherman hat with a Hawaiian shirt. If that's what you want me to dress up as for the water biome, okay, maybe. Yeah, I'll have to get something. Yeah, just look at that. That is awesome. Looks so great. End of October probably. I don't think we'll be seeing it super soon, but yeah. Yeah, the air meter at the top, exactly. So we'll have a default amount that might be able to be raised or lowered depending on other armor and rings and food, all kinds of things that might be able to affect our skills and whatnot in this biome. Yeah, be very exciting. So like here, yeah, this is a great example of one of the tombs, the temples, and right here, I want to go back here, show you guys another little thing here, because we've been getting lots of questions about the angled blocks, or the possibility of them anyway. So right here, you can see we have the new roof block. I do think this is a new roof block rather than just a block, but look at how nicely it blends in with the regular block here. Like we could actually use a roof block to blend in with the normal blocks. And then yes, you do see the triangular door. We can still see the edges on the door are straight up and down, and then we have the roof block placed kind of upside down to create this triangle to give the effect that the door is kind of triangular. But we will be able to do a lot more with sort of going not off the grid, but more different kinds of shapes with this update. I'll say that because we definitely, yeah, we see a lot of additional detail here when it comes, right here, for example. Look at how well this, I think this is all made out of the roof block. All of these pillars and things, but it looks great as just pillars. And then you can add like an outer wall texture to sort of create these triangles. And then there's just the normal block. So you can see the difference of roof block versus the normal block being kind of more like stubbly and cobblestone kind of a thing. Yeah, RC Marcus, welcome in. Still just October, but probably between October 20th and the end of October. October 20th, probably at an earliest. I wouldn't guess it would be before then. But yeah. Still no exact release date. We'll know probably about a week or two out an exact release date. At least a little better there. But I have a question on the action bar. What's the last weapon? So right here, again, we're going through this. This means like water will flow around angled blocks just fine, which is great. I think it'll find all the little gaps and nooks and crannies and adapt to whatever we're building. But look at this. We get a full hexagon in the floor, and we didn't have that before. Looking at it from first glance, it looks like it's not quite a block thick. Like I can look at the edges, and it's a little bit thinner than a block, at least compared to some of the other stuff. But it looks a lot like a blocky texture. So at least, yeah, octagon. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no. It is 6. It is a hexagon. So I was right. I always mix up the 2 in building too. Oh, was the stream lagging? Is it okay now? Hang on, let me just make sure. Is it all good now? Or, yeah, just keep me posted. Looks okay on my end. But yeah, the hexagon in the ceiling here, what I'm thinking is maybe it's a prop of some kind, but it would have to be one heck of a big prop to cover this entire area. I don't know if it's like a door in the floor or something like that, but like, so you can see how the edges all line up. Like this isn't just a bunch of coffin lids all placed in a hexagonal shape. It's a full-on, hexagon, either like one piece or some kind of block that somehow matches up. So anyway, definitely an interesting thing that a lot of people were pointing out in the comments of the video I did a bit ago that, yeah, wanted to just go over and really get a clear picture of that because we might be seeing floors or props or other things that are starting to match with the blocks more to create different angles, which could be really, really cool. All back to normal now? Yay. Okay, awesome. Yeah, yeah. Just refresh the stream if it ever happens or whatever, and I'm live on Twitch too, which is a lower bitrate and stuff. Sometimes it goes through a little smoother there. It's higher resolution all the time on YouTube, but hopefully it's not lagging too bad on YouTube. Do like the roof blocks blend so much better with the other materials? Wonder if they're planning on revamping any other blocks. Yeah, I kind of hope so. It'd be really interesting. I think my favorite like roof block to block blend was the granite shingles block, or not the granite, yeah, granite shingles block, and also the like decorative granite shingles block that had like the silver on the edges. I like to make like chimneys and like range hoods over the stoves and kitchens and stuff with that block because of the fact that it's it matches really nicely to the other blocks. So we'll definitely be seeing a lot more of that in this update, which I'm excited about. And they might update some of the existing roof blocks to sort of allow for more of that. Yeah, be really interesting. Yeah, the little purple thing at the bottom of the little inventory. We don't know yet. That's something new. Yeah. Will villager NPCs and stuff to make towns are more alive? Oh, will they become more alive in the future? Maybe. Yeah, they kind of have just added them for now, but yeah, it's true. They might be maybe Emily someday could help out with farming, or yeah, I do hope that the NPCs like could do a little more in the future. We'll see. We'll see if they bring that. Yeah. Yeah, all the little rivets on the edge, exactly. So there's clearly a trim aspect of this hexagon and stuff. And yeah, let's see if I can see how I can slow the video down a whole bunch. And see if we can spot anything that looks, yeah, so it's way thinner than a block. You can see there the side edges of it that are more of a thin thing, but it doesn't look like a door. It doesn't look like a door, but it does, I think maybe it's a prop. The fact that this thing on the side here is kind of like growing up through it. That looks like a cool terrain, but yeah, I think there's like a, yeah, I think it's some sort of a prop or something, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see if NPCs swim or any of that. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to find out. Yeah, I hope that the door frames will match more of the wall materials. Yeah, exactly like that triangle door and stuff. That'd be nice to sort of have some more options with that. Yeah. It looks like 1 pixel high. It might be. It looks a little refracted right now because of the water, so it is hard to tell. But you might be right. We might have a full block here, in which case maybe there's going to be sideways, blocks that are angled like that. It would make sense if it's a hexagon at 45 kind of going through there, but we'll see. Yeah, definitely can't wait for the update. It'll be awesome. Could be an NPC quest item. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, it could be a full pixel high there. Yeah. As you see him jump on the top of it, this is what the top of it kind of looks like. So you can see it's a little shorter than the other. It's clearly something else because we can see the edge of the blocks here, and then we see this kind of sat down in them. There's like 2 bits of trim. So, but either way, I mean, heck, if we're seeing some of that, it's promising. I think we could definitely see some of that. That'd be really cool. Yeah. A water slide. I wonder if that'll be a thing or some ice coated by water or something. I don't know. Plan to add a permanent spell that summons a firefly for a couple minutes? I don't know. But maybe that could be cool. Didn't miss too much, Mayhem. We're going over some concepts of angled blocks right now. And the possibility for them. But either way, on the flat plane, we'll definitely see plenty of angles. Looking into the entryway here, we see all the angles because of the way the roof block just meshes so perfectly with the rest of the blocks here. all of these angles on the sides as we go into the big treasure room here with all the gold. Some new vases on the side and everything. Yeah, it is so cool. So many things. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up the footage again, back to normal. But kind of cool if you could task NPC to tend production places. Yeah, assign the blacksmith to watch the forge and pull the metal out when it's ready. Yeah, or put it into chests or things, right? Right? That'd be cool. Yeah, the chest does look cool. Yeah, a shrouded water park would be nice. That could be cool. The devs do like it, you know, the fact that their last building competition was like a mini games concept. I think, you know, they might be looking for inspiration of all kinds of fun things to do with Enshrouded. And yeah, someday curved walls, you never know. I don't think curves will as much be a thing here, but I think we might be seeing angles. Yeah, I'm trying to look for anything not 45 degrees, but most of it, yeah. But just, yeah, look at how cool this roof block is with the rest of it. So opening the chest now triggered a trap that's going to start flooding this room with water. And if he doesn't escape, he's toast. Yeah, water park with giant slides. So there you go. Even the door is able to block water, and we can see the inside look at the triangle door there, and how technically the frame of it is still square, but using roof blocks, we can kind of make the frame a little angled, like what was done on the outside. But yeah, that looks really, really sweet. All the copper engravings and such. Um, yeah. Why is there no spear in the game? You know, that's a good question. Yeah, they're adding the longsword with this one. Maybe they'll add a spear with it too. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, the whole thing is gonna fill up. The doors block it, the props block it, so it's very reactive. Then you see the minute and 30 seconds for underwater breathing time. And this is what I'm thinking is gonna be difficult for the water biome, like finding all the buttons and trying to get out of rooms like this, basically. I don't think combat's necessarily going to be crazy in the water biome, but I think they're really going to ramp it up when it comes to the exploration and locations. Yeah, daughter would play this with you if there's water parks. Nice, nice. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, really went all in with the water dynamic. Guessing you have to buy a new PC sooner than you thought. Surprisingly, no. They've mentioned that this will not be a performance impact compared to the rest of the game. And they're pretty confident on that, but I guess we'll see, ultimately. So yeah, there you go. Now the door's opened with 30 seconds of underwater breathing left, assuming, like, in this, you know, the devs were the ones playing this, and they found them pretty quick there because they knew where they were, but it's like, that would, you know, now the room is going to start draining because the door is open, so all the water is flooding into this area, and now you can climb out. But yeah, really, really interesting and how that's all working. Yeah, the water is going to be every bit confusing as the mist itself, right? Right. And you can see here, even on the sides with the bigger enemy here, we see that the water is flowing down in through the little grates, through the little holes in the props here. So like, I don't think a window, like one of the previous like iron windows that's all like cut out and stuff, I don't think that's going to stop water. I genuinely, like, they've programmed it to literally flow through any gap, whether that's a block gap or even just a gap in these props. So like, things in Enshrouded literally do not have a hitbox. Hitbox has just said bye-bye and allowed us to like do this kind of stuff. Like, that's just crazy. I'm so used to other games where they, like, every prop you place has this massive hitbox that you can't even like walk next to the prop. And Enshrouded really did a phenomenal job of just like keeping everything exactly just perfectly the hitbox to where it is. I think that's going to shine with the way the water is. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be great. Yeah, it runs great in default Steam Deck, docked. Yeah, optimistic. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. I have a tablet with the same amount of RAM and specs as a Steam Deck. It runs great on there, and I think, yeah, I think it'll still be okay. Still be okay to run. But yeah, this is just crazy. You can really see all the dynamic water kind of flowing, and you can see how it kind of glitches past the roof block there. But like that's to be expected, honestly. With what they've done here, it's crazy impressive. As is, we have a potion for staying longer in the shroud. Might we be able to buff the diving as well? I bet you, yeah. I bet we'll be able to do whether that's a potion or a type of food or an armor. You know, just like we got armor that allowed us to have a buff with frost resistance, we might get armor that allows for a buff of that, and rings. You know, those are the things that could all play a factor in it. You can tell us what you do with yeah, as gold currency. Yeah. So gold, that's something that the devs were mentioning, with gold being like a currency in the game, whether that's maybe to buy things from some of the NPCs. But yes, gold being a currency, which could add a lot to roleplay as well, for servers and things. And speaking of servers, I do have my Enshrouded community server up and running. It's been a lot of fun. It's unfortunately been a little bit laggy. Enshrouded just isn't yet optimized for like multiplayer servers yet. Similar experience when you kind of log into resource worlds or things. So I do hope that they come with a little optimization, whether this update or hopefully for Deep North. I really want to bring that up with the devs at some point, because it's it even gets kind of laggy. Like it's performs the same, whether it's like 4 players or 16 players on, and it's just a little bit laggy there. But yeah, if any of you want to join, it's still plenty playable and stuff, especially if you're in the US and closer to the server. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what people come up with. We only had it up for like about a week and a half or so now. But yeah, it'd be awesome. Right, this is an older build. I'm sure it's even better now. Exactly. What we're watching now was footage from, you know, this was probably recorded. The video I posted with Contract was like over a month ago. So this footage was probably recorded like almost 2 months ago in preparation for the Gamescom event and stuff. So a lot of changes to the way we see things, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, and try to host on G-Portal is great. Can't handle more than a few players without rubber banding. Exactly, yeah. And I haven't found other, when I was talking with people, I haven't found other server hosting companies that where it's like any different. Because it's like they assign slots as players rather than like resources or network or things. So yeah, it's a little rough at the moment, but hopefully it'll get better. Yeah, lag is generally really good in the community server for you. Yeah, I was just hoping it's a lot better than like the resource worlds, you know, where you literally just can't do anything. But okay, I'll take a look at the screenshot you post in Discord. Cool. And yeah, thanks, Ebony. Everyone like and subscribe if you're enjoying. The server is for bronze members on YouTube or Patreon. And it's discounted by 20% on Patreon since they don't take a big chunk like YouTube does. But that'll give you a role in my Discord server to access it with all the info and everything. And yeah, if you're interested, just message me on Discord or whatever, join the Discord server, and I'm sure we've got a lot of people in there willing to help you and answer questions and everything. So yeah, we get the water reptile hide. We get kind of like a beefed up version of, well, even that though, like how the water literally just morphs. I gotta show that again. That's just incredible. Look at that when he's done. Loots the stuff, and now the water stops draining because that was the trigger. But just look at how it slowly goes down all the way back to the water of the ground level. So cool. And yeah, feel free to join the Discord server. It's free, a free community there. Other than, you know, the Enshrouded server and members areas, but we're almost at 1,000 members in there. I would love to reach that soon. It'd be awesome. So if any of you want to chat about games, share builds, screenshots, creativity, all kinds of stuff like that, then do be sure to join it. It'd be awesome to have you all there. Yeah, so some people in the chat live definitely farther. We've got people in other areas of the world that are still able to do the Enshrouded server. It's just a little more laggy than it is in the US in this case, because the network issues of Enshrouded are still something that's being worked out. You know, I hope they optimize that a little more in the future and be nice. Reckon there'll be water around the map before reaching the water biome. Is the water biome available early game? So currently not. currently they're prioritizing just releasing the water biome, but they do have plans to release it in other biomes as well. Went over that a little bit at the beginning of the stream, but yes, they will be doing it in other biomes, and we'll see how it all plays into the lore and stuff. They're just prioritizing its release in the water biome, so I don't think we'll see it in other biomes for the October release, but possibly in the future, yeah. Hey, Kongfield, welcome. Be lurking, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. From Indonesia, yeah. I can't say exactly how it would work. If any of you are curious about joining and are from another country, I can bring you on before you sign up for the membership or something with like a little test to see if it'll work for you. I'm happy to do that. If any of you are really curious and interested in joining, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to see how it works for you. Will the new mage armor, yeah. Will the new mage armor be for female characters again? Still can't get over the horned hat. I don't know if they'll, what kind of new armors they'll have or other things. And that's the nice thing with Enshrouded. You can always equip cosmetics or choose to, and even equip different armor as cosmetics and choose to hide or unhide any piece of the armor. Yeah, I'm guessing you can mine the gold, or maybe it'll be in chests, but I'm guessing it'll be as like a terrain sort of a thing to be able to place as big piles of gold, be able to make the Desolation of Smog from the Hobbit or something, right? That'd be cool. The water update can't possibly get here fast enough, right? I'm so excited. It'll be awesome. Yeah, look at that. That's all the gold in the ground there. There's another great sword version. There'll be multiple great swords. They're even going to be adding like wooden versions of the weapons for like early game. So you guys will get great swords early game as well, and it'll be a full new combat style that they're adding to the game. So the one person or two people in the comments of every Enshrouded short needing the great sword, it's gonna be here now. Yeah. Blue Goblet Tavern's looking great so far in the community server. Awesome. I'll have to come check it out soon. Not an exact release date yet, just probably end of October. And toward the very end, I'm guessing, based on their progress so far and everything. Because they did say in October, so I'm guessing end of October. If they're delayed, which is possible, maybe early November, but we'll see. Hoping end of October. Yeah, they said they'll share more with us, so, a week or two out, maybe we'll hear some more. A katana-inspired sword? Yeah, I don't know what we'll be seeing. I mean, these are only part of the weapons here for this update. Look at that little lantern, too. That we can make this little, like, orb hanging over there. Like, all kinds of new furniture and the docks and decking and, oh my gosh. Crazy, crazy. Will I be showcasing builds from the community server? I would love to soon, yeah. It's only been up for like a week and a half, but once we get some more stuff, I would love to be doing some streams on that. So yeah, I've let the people in it know to let me know when they've got builds or things they'd like to share. We'll do some streams for sure. Wonder what the plants on the ceiling are. Oh, for hang on, let's go back and check some of those out. They kind of looking up at the kind of all this stuff like hanging down. Yeah, that's interesting you mention that, because maybe it's a new type of, we get all this hanging foliage, which previously we kind of had, there was the foliage block, terrain block, but yeah, this is interesting. Maybe it's a new type of terrain block that just has that bushy of a texture to be able to sort of hang from the ceiling here. Maybe we can fully rotate crops upside down and plant them. Previously, we could only rotate them like just past 45 degrees. If you rotated them fully sideways, they just wouldn't quite grow. But yeah, maybe they're updating that a bit, which would be really cool, because I've wanted to make a big tree eventually. That's like my dream endgame base, is when Enshrouded water biome drops. I want to build a massive like elven tree base on an island with like a fishing village around it. And building a tree from scratch, I would love to have more foliage and leaf options to sort of deck it out. And this would be really cool, actually. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, I didn't catch that they are, upside down. Yeah, somehow hanging or whatever, or kind of glitching through the wall blocks, right? Something like that. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be really cool. I think we'll probably see another. I'm guessing another 2 flame altars. If it's anything like the mountain biome update, they added 2 flame altars, 10 level cap to the. So I'm guessing probably another 2 flame altars, but maybe more, maybe less. But I don't think so. I know a lot of people want lots of flame altars, but yeah. Yeah, the gigantic masses of bones. Yeah, the bone piles and stuff. The terrain material in the Hollow Halls, that'd be cool to add as well. Uh-huh. Oh, if I go back a few seconds, it said harvest there on them. Okay. So maybe they genuinely are like planted on the ceiling. Hang on, oh yeah. There was a harvest for one on the ground over there. Was there one on the roof? There's some more of those like glowing lanterns hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, there was a little harvest for one on the ground. I didn't see a bunch for the ones on the roof there. But yeah, water biome is the last biome planned on their roadmap. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, they'll if everything keeps going well with it, they plan to keep developing the game further and keep adding stuff. You keep adding more content, whether that's biomes or things in the future. So I don't think 1.0 is going to be a hard finish to the game. I think it'll just be like, all right, the game runs well. We've got what we wanted and planned for. But yeah, eventually I do think they'll keep adding more to the game. Oh, bamboo stairs will create vertigo. Yeah, based on the lighting. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, with those. It's a cool option though. I love that we have like I hope we can build with these. Because I know previously, like, yeah, there's been other stairs and other like platforms and things in other biomes, and they are prop pieces, and they've added more and more throughout the updates of things we can actually build with the prop pieces. The pallets and the barrels and just the carts, wagons, all kinds of things that we previously couldn't build with. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping they add these bamboo docks and the stairs and some of the other things as props, because I would love that. I would love that for treehouse platforms possibly, and also fishing docks and everything. I think that'd be really, really cool. Yeah, the game really is starting to get more and more popular. I think it'll have years to come of development. Exactly. I think it'll be just fine for future. Creative Casey, welcome in. Finally able to jump on. Not sure if you already asked or answered this question, but predictions on when the update will release. Yep, answered it a few times, but I'll keep doing it again because it's just yeah. Any questions? Anyone new coming on? Probably end of October. So I'll go over like the details I kind of went over at the beginning of the stream. Marketing team is currently out of the office for a bit until October like 13th or 14th. And then because Twitch drops are usually planned, at least for the past Enshrouded updates, about a week in advance, that already puts us at October 17th. And I'm guessing probably no earlier than October 20th. I'd be pretty, willing to bet that October 20th is the earliest we'd see it, but probably later. And given that they still have a bit to work on, but we'll see. Not an exact date yet. Just speculation. Just really want those double high windows from the taverns. Yeah, more windows, yeah. What we need as well is a search system for the inventory, because I don't want them to stop adding pieces that we can build with. I actually love that this game has so many options for builders, because I love building games, and they do not sacrifice on anything. Like, oh, the community wants that, they add it. Like, it's amazing. But yeah, an inventory search system could be cool, because sometimes I remember the names of things, but don't necessarily remember where they're found or where to craft them. And as we get more props, that could be cool to add as well. Yeah, you can see even here the little bamboo bar with the little poles coming down, little baskets, the trees all the way up here too. Like, I wonder if these are like, what terrain they grow, and obviously tons of new terrain blocks and things, but yeah, crazy, crazy stuff. So nice, and the views and everything. Undo key button for props would also be nice, right? Yeah, that'd be cool. Any excited builds, plans you want to do once the update drops? First things first, like pretty much right when it drops, once we do some live streams and get some materials and stuff, I want to do a build video for a fishing hut for the fisherman NPC. I think that'll be the first build I do. And then we'll start thinking about, like, once, and And Crimson and I will keep doing the playthrough. I've talked to Crimson, and we'll try to get together again on the weekends to keep the playthrough going on the channel. And yeah, we're really excited. And once we get that kind of done and stuff, we'll yeah, I'll start looking at like where a really cool end game base could possibly be. You know, let it have a few patches, because I'm sure it will have a couple patches initially, as Enshrouded sometimes does. Hopefully it'll run on the day of launch. I know with some past updates, it's like, oh, I gotta update graphics drivers or all kinds of things, and the stream gets a little delayed. But hopefully, I'll try to update everything I can think of before the update drops, so that we can hopefully hop right in and check it out. But yeah, option for angled block, do I think it'll apply to new blocks? Not sure yet. Yeah, I don't even know if we'll have an angled block yet. It was speculation of whether it was an angled block or just a prop that was placed as part of the world. But yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see. You need a form an NPC you can get all the items from that has a search tool with them. Yeah, that'd be cool, Joe. Like the map person or whatever, right? That could be neat. Yeah. Be nice if you guys can stream the playthrough. I'll be streaming a whole bunch, kind of going through it, and then I'll roll back to an older backup of the save and do the official video playthrough. And yeah, with Crimson, because of limited time and stuff, it's just easier with the videos. But for future playthroughs on the channel, I do plan on doing more streamed playthroughs. I think it's a lot of fun way to connect with you guys and such. And then the videos will be more, you know, builds, guides, things along those lines. So, but yeah, the Enshrouded playthrough has been a video series. Got it all on the playlist. We're on like episode 30 something at the moment. But yeah, I encourage you to check it all out. It's been so much fun seeing this game. It's all been done in the same world since the day of release of Enshrouded all the way up through now. So it's cool to see like all the changes throughout the playthrough. And kind of fun even. I'll watch it back sometimes and check it all out. But how do you think the water will be placed in inventory? Will they have regular blocks? Need a container or bucket? So it'll probably be like a bucket situation where you have like a bucket in your inventory to then, you know, put stuff in. But yeah, I don't know. So something like Minecraft in that regard would be my guess. Yeah, tell Crimson you miss him. I will, Irksome. You'll get to tell him yourself probably on Sunday. I think we're gonna do some Twitch stream. Yeah, possibly a Twitch stream on Sunday and most Sundays and stuff. We wanna get together and sort of make it a thing, and play some like duo co-op split screen games just for fun on Twitch and stuff. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It'll be fun. I'll let you guys know in the Discord. But yeah, he's doing well. There's another mention of buckets. Yeah, put water into ponds and non-flowing areas. Exactly. I think yeah, there wasn't an explicit mention. I think Contract might have mentioned buckets, but I'm not entirely positive if that was what he was like intending by it, so to speak, because German translation to English, you know, I'm not sure. But yeah, ways of placing them for sure. Whether I think it's buckets, that would make the most sense. But what plan to consolidate all the chests into a single space, so it wouldn't have to round up to different chests, unload them. Oh, like yeah, like what I really like is like a feature that Grounded has, where you go toward your base and you can just hit N and it deposits all your stuff into the chests already sorted. Such a nice feature, and that could be really cool to add to Enshrouded someday. Is a key where like anything in your inventory, if you're in your flame altar boundary, just deposits into the you know, respective chests and stuff. I think that could be cool. Imagine carrying a whole bag full of water buckets, right? Might be able to use them for like enemy combat or other things too. Like, be really interesting. Like, could you flood out areas or things like with a flame altar? Or yeah, be really cool. Yeah, the blue sphere thing, the hanging things. Yeah, so many cool things. Different pieces, some new tables there, the little umbrellas. It's gonna be amazing. And then the floating islands there in the backdrop, still undeveloped and still teasing us. They got to do something with those at some point, but still just October, probably toward the end of October, very end is my guess. But yeah, that's probably when it'll be coming out. Had the ability to build walls diagonally, make hexagonal shaped rooms. Yeah, we kind of went over that a little bit earlier with the possibility that that could be a thing with this update, but not entirely sure yet. There was like one piece of footage that showed that a little bit, and But yeah, it was we weren't sure if it was like a prop or something we could actually build, but there was a hexagon in the floor of one of the buildings. So yeah, is the maximum comfort in the game still 100? I don't know. I mean, I think it's like higher, but there's like a max rested buff regardless of the comfort level. So maybe they'll raise that. I'm not really sure. At this point, you can get rested buffs of such crazy amounts. It's like I wouldn't really worry about that. Yeah, something like that. They added a spell that's like water jet. Yeah, that could be cool. Squirt gun, shoo. Oh, that would be funny. Yeah, one of the like stream spells like they did with the shroud and other stuff like that. Yeah. uh, water gun as a Twitch drop. That'd be fun, right? That would be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, there's a good look at back up there of the hanging foliage from the roof. Because we really get to sort of see that now in the full daylight how it yeah, right there. So we've got sort of this roof and then this hanging foliage that's coming down under. So you're interesting to see what that is and how we can build with that and stuff. Because yeah, that's a common thing in a lot of areas here. That is so pretty though. Scuba diving gear as a Twitch drop. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, a water balloon. So there you go, fishing rod. We get the a little piece of honey on the plate, and so you can collect the fishing rod. But I wonder if that'll also like unlock a recipe to craft it from the fishing NPC and stuff. We don't get to see the fishing NPC in this footage, but yeah, just look at that. It's like looks super cool. There'll be different areas with different fish, depending on where you go. Some rarer fish, some not, more common ones. But just such a cool, like, rather than like a vast ocean, all kinds of like little flooded areas, city of gold, hidden treasure, pirate vibes. So yeah, this is all kind of all swimming footage and everything underwater, which does look really great. I think it'll be good because it's hard for games, doing swimming and everything. And I think this is, I think it's done really well as far as we can see. But yeah, end up fishing all day. Hey, Maria, welcome in. Welcome in. We're checking out some footage and going over all kinds of questions and everything for the Enshrouded Water biome update that'll be probably coming toward the end of October. So yeah, if you got any questions or anything you saw from the older videos I posted or anything, that's what we're doing today. Yeah, guy can hold his breath underwater longer than you can. Yeah. Although 1.5 minutes, like, yeah, I guess it's long for like starters, but short relatively speaking. So I think it will be upgradable eventually. But for game time, I think 1.5 minutes, it's pretty good. I think. Yeah, the purple. These back here, what you're seeing here is actually a crab. It's not purple mushrooms. That's actually a little crab. We'll see it a little. Yeah, it's hard to see. It's off in the distance, but yeah, it's a little crab. Wonder what the Twitch drops will be. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see. We'll know that about like a week before-ish, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, gonna hit everything you see with the pickaxe to unlock it, right? Yeah. How does underwater look at night? Is it? Yeah, so that was I think we get a good look at that in the sort of more toward the beginning. All right, we're at 9:32 right now in the video. I think it was, let me skim through. There was a spot where it like showed in a bit of a darker, yeah, this was the spot. So it'll be similar to this where I think some of the plants and things will glow a bit. And as we kind of raise up, you can see some glowing coming from, in the water, and like some of this terrain glows a little bit. So I think there will be some of that, ways to see in the dark like this. The character also has the Ring of Light equipped, which will be really handy because your torches will go out underwater and stuff. So, yeah. No water today. It's not out yet. Not out yet. Or you think the water update will take place? Yeah, it'll be between, that's confirmed to be between the mountains and Blackmire Forest. Kind of in that stretch there. Yeah. And it'll be kind of the main entrance, I think, will be off the lower part of the mountains, I think. Yeah, the diving character didn't get the wet debuff. Yeah, they'll probably be adding all of that and stuff. Not a final thing, but yeah. So, all right, back to, what is it, 9:35 or whatever. We kind of left off. Yeah, there's the little crab off in the distance. All kinds of new terrain material and a really nice fishing spot over here with some of the more rare fish. But just look at this, like a little grotto. There's some more of that foliage just hanging off the terrain there. So it might be the terrain. It literally might be a certain type of terrain that just spawns like a bunch of foliage. And that kind of comes off there. But yeah, there'll be the fishing rod mechanics was also mentioned. This is not how it's going to be final. This is a demonstration, but it's gonna be reworked for the update. There'll be a whole like tugging with the fish and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you have the option to take it and throw it away back into the water. So you took it in the inventory, so you could place it in a pond back at the house, kind of a thing. Yeah, some sort of seaweed or something, right? Yeah. And you can swim on the surface too. Like, I love that. Yeah. I don't think you can cast the rod underwater. He's swimming underwater right now with it, and yeah, interesting. So yeah, that is the footage there, and even there's the ripples from popping up. That might be where the spire is off in the distance. A little bit of it. Yeah, old jungles and things. Yeah. Be really cool. Missed the beginning of the stream, no worries. The VOD will be up on Twitch for a couple weeks, I think, and then on YouTube for a while, so feel free to check it out anytime. Comment on any questions you have if you have any additional ones after the stream and things. So yeah, that's the extent of it. All kinds of fun stuff to go through and dive into, quite literally. Think the spire might be underwater? I don't know, Joe, but it's gonna, like, so in the Black Mire, you know, the spire had, like, it was part of a big tree that you kind of climb up. I wonder what it'll be like it'll be a spire, so it'll stick up high, but I bet you we're gonna have, like, magical water sources and waterfalls and flood rooms to try to bring ourselves, like, to float up the spire and things. I bet there'll be all kinds of interesting ways they have in mind for scaling it and all of that. Yeah. All right, are there any more questions? I won't go over the trailer footage today. I'm sure a bunch of you have seen that, and it doesn't have too many more details from what's here, but you know, in the trailer, yeah, the normal top of the spire flame is low in the water. Oh, gotcha. Interesting, Joe. So maybe it is something else. Interesting, Joe. Where in the trailer is that? Is there a timestamp or something? We might be able to go there, but wonder if you can catch any water animals and tame them. The dogs, cats, fey deer, etc. Yeah, I don't know. Because all we see so far is fish. So, you know, you can take them back to your base. I don't know if they're like tameable or something, but add otter-like animals for us to tame? I don't know. And they don't have mounts yet in Enshrouded. You know, I don't know if they'll ever add them or not, but don't know off the top of your head, Joe? No worries, no worries. So yeah, then maybe the spire would be underwater, an underwater fast travel point. I don't know. That'd be really interesting. It could also be something similar to the, you know, maybe that isn't the spire. Maybe it's just the, like we saw in the mountain biome with the balefires, how they still had that spire-looking thing that came up into the sky. So it's possible that maybe it's not the ancient spire, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Wonder if the foliage terrain is going to be the fertile biome dirt for this area. Oh, yeah, maybe. Because there are a bunch of different terrains and things. Would love mounts to be added. Yeah, maybe someday. Maybe someday. Could be possible. Yeah, any other questions after seeing the footage or anything else? The big ones were the release date, obviously, and everything. I just wanted to go over, yeah, some of the, like, the hexagon we saw there in the floor. some of the other stuff that maybe we missed on the trailers, and just kind of do a final stream for any questions or anything, kind of before we play the waiting game of a few weeks of finishing up playthroughs, starting playthroughs, doing whatever you want to do to pass the time, and until we jump in. Yeah, Creative Casey, reach out to you if they have ideas. Yeah, they implement so many ideas. It's great. It's awesome. And their whole vote, upvote feature, I don't think the water biome would have happened if it weren't for that. Like, they really listen to the community, and they do a great job of that. And yeah, I absolutely love this game. It's very great. Not an update question, but game question. You only started playing a few months ago. Gotcha. Beastmaster, what does start guarding do? You select an animal in the wild. So it's like pacifies them, so that then if there's any other animals here, it will guard you as the player and then fight them for you if there's any other hostile animals that aren't tamed by the Beastmaster. So it's really good and kind of broken for Blackmire, for example. You go into that biome and pretty much Beastmaster lets you just roam free without worrying about anything. I have no more questions. Everything else will be revealed in time. Awesome, yeah. I think we went over a lot of stuff. New skills in the update, possibly, but I don't think we'll be getting a full skill tree rework words for this update. I think it'll probably come later down the road, because they did mention wanting to kind of rework it a bit, but I don't know if it'll be for this update. Allowed to post the footage by itself, so check out the video I did with Contract a bit ago. That goes over it all in a very succinct format, and most of the info that I covered in this stream was in there and stuff. So see if I could find a link to it at some point. Post it in the chat if you are having trouble finding it. Hold on here. Let's see. Go to my channel. So yeah, check out that video. It was fun to just kind of chat about the water bio, and that goes over a lot of the footage in an easier way if you guys want to reference and things. Hear us talk about a little more stuff. So post it here and in Twitch chat for anyone curious about it. What am I most excited about? Oh man, having all kinds of new building locations. And to be able to do it with water. I mean, water in games is like, it's a unique thing for me, because I'm sort of more live in like a dry climate, mountainous climate and stuff. So any games that have water, it's like, it's so cool to play and build with them and all that. So I'm really looking forward to just a lot of stuff, honestly. Most anticipated is like how the water will work, creating waterfalls and things. I think that'll be awesome. Yeah. It should be a whole bunch of fun. 50-second mark in the trailer. You could be wrong for sure. For that spire thing. Well, let's see. I'll pull it up and go to the 50-second mark and see if we can find anything. That's like, yeah, that's very at the end there. Oh, yeah, I think that's more of like a shrine. Yeah, you're talking about this thing here. Yeah. I think it's more of like a shrine there, and less of the spire. I don't think that's the spire anyway. But yeah, I don't know. It really does look like the top off the bamboo bridge. So yeah, that's totally true though. I don't know. Be really interesting. Maybe it's not something we scale. Maybe there is a whole underwater thing that you have to do below the spire to then activate the fast travel point. Interesting, yeah. Inverted spire? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could have that, Joe. I don't know. Be very interesting. Yeah. No, cool observation, because yeah, the top of that does look like a spire rather than a flame shrine. It's very small compared to a normal spire, but like the texture, did look similar. Yeah, excited to see how I do the Fisherman's Home. Yeah, stay tuned, subscribe. We'll be live hopefully a day of release. Bunch of streams that week, and some build videos, guide videos, continuing the playthrough with Crimson, all kinds of things that I'm getting ready for. So really, really excited. In terms of future for this week, we'll probably be doing another stream at least another one on Friday for doing some more building on the tavern. We'll hopefully finish the tavern soon. Yeah, the tavern. That's what I'm currently working on building. It's part of the forest village that I've done. So we'll probably be doing some more of that on Friday. So subscribe for that. We can keep chatting about stuff and water biome things then. But figure I'll just do a dedicated stream for all the questions and things since when I'm building and stuff, it's a little, it's a little harder to answer everything and see all the chat. So we'll have that Friday. And then Sunday will probably be a Twitch-only stream with Crimson. Just for fun to check out. I don't know if any of you have played Split Fiction, but anyway, I got a controller, played Split Fiction a bit, and It Takes Two, and just some other really fun, chill games, just to have a good laugh and have, Sunday Fun Day streams on Twitch maybe. And then next week, I'm gonna do Spooky Survival Week. We're gonna check out some like zombie apocalypse style survival games that I've got some keys for and things. And so yeah, stay tuned for that. It'll be fun. I think now that it's October and Halloween and things, I think it'll be a fun time to just check them out. Do like 4 streams in a row, checking out different zombie style survival games for fun. Since I don't really put that on the channel very much, but yeah, thank you so much, Ebony. Appreciate you for the super chat. Thanks for bringing us back. Yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for being in there and joining and sharing all your creativity. It's been awesome. Yeah, I gotta pick a place for aquarium and everything, right? It'll, yeah, I'm sure you guys are just as full of ideas as I am. I am really, really excited for this update for sure. It'll be so much fun. Well, with that said, I'll keep it short today. I think we went over a lot of questions and things. If you guys have more, rewatch the stream and keep commenting on it, all of that good stuff. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Join the Discord server as well if you're not already in there. Like I said earlier, close to 1,000 members, so it'd be awesome to have you join if you're not. Alrighty. Cheers, everyone.